Good evening. Excuse me. It's cold. Good evening, my loyal Cosimaniacs. Tonight, the man with no eyes, your old friend, the wicked and nefarious Uncle Chucky, who has visioned of strange things now, and so I find myself having to wear sunglasses occasionally to keep from being bothered by glare from all kinds of sources. I'm going to talk to you about surrogacy and psionics. Every once in a while you get a bright idea that people just don't get the idea. And so I come up with this kind of fun notion just to annoy people. And some damn fool got the idea that I was going to actually do it. Well, the whole point of surrogacy is you don't. Say you have something you want to see done. We all have these. There are only two problems with it. First, it entails a great deal of travel and expense. I hate to travel, and I am a firm believer in the principle that if Abe Lincoln is not shrieking in pain, you aren't holding the penny tight enough. So obviously I'm not going to do it. Second, the idea is extraordinarily illegal. Now, excuse me, with psionics, that's not as big a consideration as it would be otherwise, because we can cover our tracks. But the idea is not to do it in the first place, and you don't have to worry about it. It's called saving work. Work is bad, especially when you're my age and you're supposed to be retired. All kinds of things I'm supposed to be at my age, like rich. My palm is open, just drop it in. Well, anybody thinks that getting old is a good thing has never been old. Not about a lot of trouble. But I digress. Say you have this end you wish to accomplish, and there are all kinds of very rational reasons why you have no intention of physically doing it yourself. What do? Well, with psionics, it is so eminently simple. We use a surrogate. Surrogates are pretty easy to find. They're all over the place. I mean, one of the things we realize is just a cursory examination of the news, if your stomach can take it, is that in any given geographic area, in any given population grouping, there's going to be some crazy people. We must look on crazy people like that as a resource. You can use them. You can put them to work, taking out the garbage, as it were, or whatever. How do you do this? It's psionics. It's easy. Why do people continue to claim this stuff is hard? It isn't. So we have a machine. In this case, we will use the telephone. The telephone. Well, the reason is it's what I happen to have available right now. My other stuff is being used because I've got one of these available. So that's what's being used. The other thing we will need is a witness sample of the geographic area in question. In this case, let's say the whole planet. Obviously, if a real thing, I'm not going to use a witness of the planet, but I'm not going to show the real thing here, am I? So we will use a witness of the plan. We put that on the output. We have, of course, we all know who this is. The prophet of Cosimano orthodoxy himself, the greatest mind that Western civilization has ever produced, and certainly the greatest ego that Western civilization has ever produced, or I wouldn't say such a thing. But anyway, me. We'll put that on there too. You notice I have the machine sideways. You can use the upside down is probably not recommended because everything will fall on, but it really doesn't matter. Okay. It just happens to fit the screen easier. So we take our rate. You all know how this is done. I've talked about it a million times. Now what we do is we turn it on. Okay, that's the one part. Now after we turn it on, I'm not going to go through that here, but essentially what you do with this of you broadcasting to Earth, to your target area, you visualize yourself performing the action. What's going to happen is people in this target area are going to pick up on this. And some people are going to pick up on it so strongly they will act out on it. Doesn't matter what the action is. Somebody's going to do it. You're 1,000 miles away. You have no connection at all to the person performing whatever nefarious deed you have in mind. They're the ones that do it. They're the ones that are going to end up wearing the orange jumpsuit. You're going to stay where you are, fat and happy, or at least in my case, fat. And that's how it works. You don't do anything yourself. And with psionics, you're not even hiring anyone to do it. There's no payroll. There's no connection at all. You don't even know the person who's doing it. You don't even know. Theoretically, you know they exist, but the specific person, they never heard of you, probably. You've never heard of them. Yes, it is not brave. No, it is not honorable. But we have no use for courage or honor. Those are bad and foolish things. We are interested in one thing, and only one thing: results. And to attain the results, all means are permitted, especially these. This is your old and dear friend, the nefarious archfiend himself, Uncle Chucky. Have a thoroughly, productively, enjoyably evil day.